no children were harmed in the making of this episode of Written by a Kid. I've worked with a lot of kids before. That's why one of the reasons I was so excited about getting to direct for Written by a Kid was because I love working with young actors. I find that they don't have the same blocks that a lot of adults have, and they're able to sort of access emotions to give a certain performance a lot easier. It was an interesting process adapting the work of a kid. And I think one of the first things that happened was I really tried to think about what kinds of storytelling that I really enjoy when I was a kid. A lot of the movies that I like to watch and the ones that inspire me today are things that use a lot of practical sort of in-camera effects, miniatures, puppetry, stuff like that. So I wanted to see if I can incorporate all that in this piece.
When Nick told us about it, we honestly couldn't pass up making this thing happen. We decided that we had the resources to do a lot of this live action rather than animation. So we kind of took a gamble and decided we were going to take on this really ambitious shoot, do it in 2 days.
So it took a lot of prep, and it took me, asking a lot of questions in pre-production to make sure that we had everything to make sure it all came together. We got to have an actual tarantula on set, which was pretty awesome. I had never seen one in real life, and then suddenly, we're working with one. So, not only do we have, animals on set now, we have babies, we have young actors, we've got prosthetic makeup, green screen, miniatures, puppets. Because of the team we have, we managed to pull it all together pretty efficiently, I think. The baby in this story, he's kind of my go-to baby, and he was a lot of fun. He sort of, got kind of moody at some points, and I really, there's a balance with Written by a Kid, because we want this episode to be scary, but not to the point that it's disturbing, and so we really had to wait for the baby to stop crying before we fed it to the spider, because if the baby was crying and getting eaten by a spider, I think that's not something that I want to see, so we had to wait until the baby was happy and hook him with the legs. But after a while, just kind of like rubbing the baby with the legs, he kind of got used to them, and I think he liked the fact that they were sort of fuzzy. So I think getting to poke the actors with the spider legs is probably one of the most fun things that we got to do during the shoot. And the leg grips, I guess we could call them, had a lot of fun with it too. Yeah, it was just really neat to see what kind of like comedic things kind of happen organically once people were responsible for those pieces.
In the Halloween episode, we really wanted to up the ante on this one, so we just thought, being in the horror genre, this is what we all love doing. Let's put as much as we can into the production value, and the outcome has been this amazing episode, and we were just super proud with the approach we took, and our crew made it happen so quickly and so wonderfully this time.
Beautifully as well.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Everybody had a really good time, and everything went really smooth.
Yeah, it's just been a really rewarding experience and a huge learning opportunity for me, so I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to make this episode of Written by a Kid and get to try all these techniques that I've been a fan of since I was a child.
We make videos based on what it's written by a kid.